going on, everybody? I'm back again with another vlog, and today I'm going to be exploring the neighborhood of Rego Park in Queens. A really cool neighborhood, which I've been here a few times, but I never made like a proper video just for the neighborhood. So it's pretty residential, but it also has like important main avenues like Queens Boulevard, 63rd Drive, with a lot of stores, some malls, apartment complex. So it's a pretty interesting neighborhood that I think you guys should check it out. So I'm going to take you guys with me, so join me. So I'm starting my walk around 61st Street Drive, which is served by the R train and the M train, and you can start seeing like there's a mixture of shops over here, but then you got like residential places over here. And like I say, like Queens is full like of a lot of residential areas, and Rego Park is not the exception. So I think I'm gonna make a left to see what can I find here and show you guys. Over here's a mixture, and a few days ago it snowed, but you can start seeing how it's melting because today's pretty warm. It's like 46 degrees, but here you can see apartment complex, a lot of them. And then across the street, business, you know, doctors, shops, supermarket, then there's more business, and there's like a lot of development going on in the neighborhood. And it's actually one of the best areas to live around Queens and around New York City. So the streets are pretty developed, and you guys should check it out. It's a lot of neighborhoods around here: Corona, Queens, Elmhurst, Jackson Heights, also Forrest Hills. They literally border this neighborhood, so it's pretty much connected with a lot of highways and pretty easy to get around. So you can start seeing the apartment complex. They continue. At some point it kind of resembles a little bit of Co-op City in the Bronx, with the developments like this, really high-rise apartments. Must be nice to live there with the balcony and everything. And you got more apartments over here, and they keep going. They literally connect with the other neighborhood, Forrest Hills. So pretty nice area. And another thing I like that I've been seeing here so far is the diversity. And like I say, Queens is the most diverse place in the whole world, and this neighborhood resembles it. I'm walking around here, I really love the entrance of this high-rise building. Really beautiful. But then over here you can see something that is really special around this area in Queens, the residential area. And I know if I go in the other side of Queens Boulevard, which I'm gonna go there in a couple of more minutes, it's gonna turn even nicer, like nice houses, nice apartments. Like the more you go on the other side, the more like residential, a lot of trees, but there's no leaves because it's winter. But it's gonna be pretty interesting. So you're gonna see the diversity around here. Then ahead of me, I'm gonna make it to one of the major highways, not only around here but around New York City, which is the Long Island Expressway, which goes all the way from the Queens Midtown Tunnel in Manhattan, and it goes all the way to Long Island, and it passes right by this neighborhood, by one of the shopping centers. So it's right ahead of me. And during the rush hour it's like a really heavy traffic, so I'm gonna walk right next to it, but I'm gonna make a left. You can see there's a pedestrian bridge over there, and then the heavy traffic jam going on around here. So I'm gonna walk over this way. I can't really resist, so I think I'm gonna walk a little bit this bridge, not the whole bridge, but I'm just gonna walk a little bit and see if I can capture like the traffic jam in the buildings. I think it's gonna be a pretty interesting view over there, so let's see what can I find. Over here you can see that in both ways, no matter where you go, there's always traffic jam. As I said, it's one of the busiest highways here in New York City. Going that way is traffic, to come over here there's traffic jam. And this over here is like Rego Park, all apartments. There's a mall over that way. Queens Center Mall's not far from here either, once you get in Queens Boulevard, but you can see all the traffic jam. So yeah, pretty interesting, you know, pretty intense to drive around here. I'm just gonna walk back down near Long Island Expressway, and I'm gonna make it to the other side of Rego Park to see how the neighborhood changes and what can we find around there. And I'm just walking by the Long Island Expressway. I've drove by it a few times when I go to JFK Airport, but then it's a different feeling when you're walking next to it. You can see a lot of high-rise buildings over here. Pretty busy, and I think it's gonna get a little busier later, like in an hour or 2 hours later. But yeah, it's one of the most important highways right here in New York. Then over here to my left, I know you cannot see it clearly, but it's a shopping center. It's a shopping center, the Rego Park. They got a few brand stores. They got Costco, which is really popular here in the United States. And they got a couple of other brand stores. See Long Island Expressway, and this is the front of the Rego Park Center. So yeah, a pretty nice shopping center. And like I said, they got some few restaurants and places around here. Then I believe this is like a condo they built. And then the Christmas, they decorated pretty nice. They put like a Christmas tree, so I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, so now I'm back again in Queens Boulevard. I'm gonna walk 63rd Drive. all the way to the end and enter the residential areas to see what it looks like. But meanwhile, Queens Boulevard connects a lot of neighborhoods in Queens, from Jamaica, I believe, all the way to Long Island City. So 63rd Drive has a couple of businesses around here, and pretty big. I know on the map it looks small, but this is actually like a big neighborhood. Like I say, I really love the diversity happening around here. There's a lot of people waiting here for the bus. I guess it's like a main intersection where you connect with your bus. And it keeps going. Then ahead of me, I see the Long Island Railroad train passing, so I believe, I think Kew Gardens is the stop not too far away from here. And then you see a market there in the street. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. Really nice street, and more business happening around here. And I forgot that it gets dark a little early, so I was like, I better rush and finish filming whatever I want to film before it gets dark. I know the sunset starts falling like around 5:15. Yeah, one thing you're gonna see in a lot of New York City neighborhoods is the way how they set up the vegetables and fruit stands in the sidewalk in the market. You can get a view what to expect, you know. So you're gonna see a lot of this, and you don't really need like a big supermarket chain around New York City. Even more when you go around the neighborhood of Jackson Heights, and then I can start seeing how the streets turn more like residential and quiet. So I made a detour over here after walking 63rd Drive, and you can see how beautiful the neighborhood is. Like beautiful residential area. They got some really nice houses over here. I'm gonna make a right hand here to see how it looks like. And yeah, once you get off the beaten path, really like the style, you know, of this apartments over here. And they got like some really nice looking houses. So I'm gonna walk a little deeper to see what can I find. So a really beautiful residential street, and this is just like the first one. If you keep going deeper, there's a lot of streets and a lot of houses like this. And I believe in the summertime it's even nicer, you know, or in the fall season or the spring when the flowers come out. Like all this beauty over here. Like I like each house has its own design, like a triangle, like this one over here. Even the entrance and then the main house, like it kind of gives it a little vibe like if you're in the suburbs, you know. Pretty residential. And I think the income here must be like really high, you know, middle class, you know, working class people around here. So yeah, this is beautiful. I like that house. Kind of looks a little bit like a church. Then you got tiny houses over here, but they're still beautiful. But still, it's cool with all the snow piled up, but they really clean up the street. And tomorrow's supposed to rain the whole day, so I'm pretty sure the snow is going to be washed. So that's a good thing. I don't like the rain, but in this time I really like when it rains because it washes up the whole snow and it's easy to get around, easy to drive your car. So you can see how they're developing a new house with the wood and everything. And they got this one, and they're developing another house over here. So a lot happening. So yeah, this is like the other side of Rego Park that I never explore. I always explore where the shopping center is and the highways are with all the tall buildings, but then you end up on the other side and you get a neighborhood like this, you know, pretty beautiful. So that's the beauty about walking around all over and exploring different areas. Here looks really quiet, but then the block there is 63rd Drive, 63rd Road Drive, and it's a really busy street, like a lot of traffic, a lot happening over here. It's crazy how a block down is so different from this one. Like peaceful, quiet, and really beautiful. I gotta tell you, Queens is so huge that it could take me forever to explore every neighborhood, every block. I don't know, it's just so huge and so diverse, not only in the people but in the land. You know, how you walk streets like this and you get like nice houses, you know, a little bit of everything. These houses over here are so cool. They're all brick design. They look pretty much similar. So I guess you just gotta know the number of your house so you don't get confused. And it kind of looks like those houses in the movie scene. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this area, you know, so beautiful. Really love the house, you know, to have a family, if you have a family. But I'm pretty sure these houses are expensive. And I know literally it's not too many spaces, but that's how it is in New York City. And as you go outside to Jersey, Westchester County, or Long Island, but over here, you know, it looks pretty common. And one thing is that each and every single house here has a driveway, so parking here shouldn't be an issue. But I just like how developed it is, you know. Yeah, it's really nice, you know, and all the details. Another thing I noticed about this neighborhood, a lot of supermarkets around, so it's pretty convenient, like if you need to get any grocery, you know, anything. And I think some places they close late or they open 24 hours. Now I'm just walking ahead to another main street, which is Woodhaven Blvd. It's pretty long. It goes all the way to the end of Queens, I believe. Yeah, pretty nice. There goes the squirrel. Yeah, but in the daytime it must be really beautiful. It's not even that late. It's only like 5 o'clock. But it's getting dark. Plus it was cloudy, but the good thing is not too cold today. So there's like a little plaza over there you can sit down. But let me just take a little peek to see this little main street over here. It looks pretty busy, the highway and everything. Yeah, pretty interesting. And it's still part of Rego Park. So that was the end of my video exploring Rego Park here in Queens, New York. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.